Today is the first day of Lent. It is the main season of penitence in the church year. But my message this Ash Wednesday is that in the next 40 days we should not be downcast. Instead, we should be upbeat. If nothing else, during this past year, since the last Lent, since we went into lockdown for the first time, we have had plenty of reasons to be downcast. Our faith, however, is not one of them. Our faith is one of the things that has sustained us through this difficult time. And Lent is an opportunity for us to renew that faith, like a spiritual spring clean ahead of our celebration of Easter. Today I am inspired by the words of Jesus in our Gospel reading, "Do not look dismal." Sometimes in Lent we can feel like we have to suspend our belief, to try and live through the storm without thinking of the fair weather of Easter, to try and live in the wilderness without knowledge of the land overflowing with milk and honey, the hope God has set before us. I am not saying we should cast away all our cares. We all have our worries, we all have our responsibilities. Lent reminds us that life isn't always easy, but despite that, Lent also invites us to remember that there is a God who loves us. We may well have good reason to look dismal, but our faith should not be a reason, and our faith can help us to look beyond what we might be going through right now. To prepare ourselves for Easter, we can use Lent to reflect on God's love for us and his promise fulfilled in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And so when Easter does come, we can celebrate all the more. Sometimes people say that we Christians can make life difficult for ourselves. We give ourselves hang-ups. We worry about things we ought not to worry about. We bear crosses of our own making. In other words, we make ourselves dismal. And there was a poster campaign a few years ago which featured the line which was put onto the side of buses: "There's probably no God, now stop worrying and enjoy your life." But as Christians, we believe there is a God, and a God who loves us. And it is our faith in God that should mean we can stop worrying and enjoy our lives. Now, often during Lent, we give things up. I don't know about you, but this year I'm going to give up going to the cinema and going to the pub and seeing friends and family indoors. Well, to be honest, I don't have too much choice in the matter. But one thing I ought not to give up is knowing there is a God who loves me, and that is the best reason why not to be downcast. During Lent, we can share God's love with those around us by the things we give up. We can help others to be upbeat and not to be downcast. You may be watching this and thinking, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to fast from. And so I'm going to close with a few suggestions from Pope Francis that he made a few years ago. Fast from hurting words and say kind words. Fast from sadness and be filled with gratitude. Fast from anger and be filled with patience. Fast from pessimism and be filled with hope. Fast from worries and trust in God. Fast from complaints and contemplate simplicity. Fast from pressures and be prayerful. Fast from bitterness and fill your heart with joy. Fast from selfishness and be compassionate to others. Fast from grudges and be reconciled. Fast from words and be silent so you can listen. Amen.